Hello. What's up?
Everything.
I wanted to know what you would say about that. What's up, Abraham? I've probably seen and heard close to 1 million of your recordings. And it's basically the same thing. So I'm here to
We're so clever.
challenge you. I'm here to challenge you a little bit. My favorite part of the recordings, it's when it comes to a moment that you say, this is the best discussion we ever had about so-and-so. So, and I go like, yes, I finally and it excites me.
And do you know why we say that, when we say that? Because we collectively move to a place that we collectively have not been before. Because nothing rings our bells or yours.
It rings my bells, those things.
Like expansion.
Yeah, and I go out there jumping, it's like, people like, what are you doing? So, I'm here to have the best discussion ever been, okay? About a certain subject that it's the big question. It's a little different from what you talk every day, but it's the big question.
There's so much preparation happening here.
Because I don't want you to kick me out of the chair.
Oh, look, we're out of time.
Oh, no, don't be mean. You get meaner and meaner, I've noticed. You're like, so, this is my intention, and if you don't follow it, get out.
Here's what you're sensing. A determination to call you to where you want to be, and in no way to ever encourage you to stand in opposition to your own desire. That's what you're feeling in us. A complete understanding that you're ready to get this, and a determination to hold you in that vibrational pattern that is more likely that you will. Yeah.
Okay, so here it comes.
Yeah.
Okay, and don't interrupt me until I finish, okay? The big one. You know, I've heard several recordings about that, but none of them were satisfying to me.
We're all really ready for this.
Okay, go.
We're ready. We're ready.
Oh, God.
Lay it on us.
Here, where we have come from and how. So, before you interrupt me, as far as I know, from hearing from you, my dad truly believes that we came from ape and all that, but then I hear you.
Seems logical, except that there are still apes around.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't agree. I don't agree with him.
What are they? Just behind?
I don't agree with him. But so he I want a little more
Go to the
clarification.
zoo. You should be a human by now.
I want.
Look at the rest of us.
I agree with you. I just want to expand on what you have said so far. The best discussion we ever had. So far, my understanding is okay. If it's just you're a thought, then you thought form, and here you are. I mean, it wasn't enough for me. The explanation like that. So my understanding was okay. Maybe we can.
We are interrupting you. You need a longer view in order for the discussion to be satisfying to you, because you can't, in your human form, you can't stand here in a discussion or in a lifetime and get a long enough view from your physical perspective, but you can get a long enough view from your non-physical perspective. You can find resonance with the larger part of you who understands all of this, and you can get a very clear sense of all of this, you see.
So
and you can take the laws of the universe as you are now understanding them to be, and you can extrapolate from that understanding, and using logic, you can explain to yourselves. And as you feel around, as you move through life experience and you hear this and this and this and this, you can, provided you have created your vibrational environment in the way that we're describing. So you are standing there in that place of resonance with the source within you. When an idea occurs to you about something relative to something like this that is important to you, you'll feel that knowing resonance as the source within you gives you that confirming vibrational resonance that lets you know that you're right on the track of that.
And probably no one will agree with me, but it would be satisfying to me.
Well, many will come to agree because more and more are searching. But there's a piece in this that makes us not eager, willing a bit, but not eager to pursue this in any long fashion, because where you stand in your powerful now and what's coming next, even in this moment, has the potential of being so satisfactory. Now you want to say, okay, so let's take this subject that's important to me and let's take it into a new place. That would be satisfactory to me. We have to give you that. We just think that we have been looking forward for so long that looking back is not something that any of us from non-physical take satisfaction in doing. So when humans, but think about it from this, because this is the new, very best way we've ever described this ever.
Okay. I'm ready.
So when humans get fixated on something that source is not focused upon, you use that chosen subject as the mechanism by which you disconnect or add resistance between your connection between you and source, so you are less alive in that moment rather than more alive. In other words, that's the reason that those discussions are not very...
But isn't it fun? I mean, everybody's laughing. It's a good topic, you know, and a lot of people still not satisfied with the answer.
In really simple terms, we could say to you, what do you think is the best opportunity for your expansion and for your fun and for the expansion of all that is and the expansion of those who are listening in, to talk about where you are now in relationship to something you want, or to talk about what was going on when you were 5 years old? And while talking about what it was like when you're 5 years old might be interesting and maybe even a little bit entertaining, it's further from your point of attraction. It's further from what's going on right here, right now. It's less beneficial to you than a discussion of what's going on right here, right now. And trying to talk in any reasonable way about the beginning of that which is you. Talk about going too far back.
Yeah, so it's useless. It's useless to know where we have come from.
We know about the amoeba in the ocean, and we understand its balance and its harmony and its resonance with source. And we have never had one satisfying conversation with one of them. It's more basic than that which you are. So why not be willing to accept yourself as this expanded, evolved source energy in a physical body being, and look forward in all of that? So what do you want to... We'll tell you anything that you want to know. We just don't think that it's as satisfying as what you really want to know.
Okay. That's what you think. No. Okay. Just
in the beginning, you were consciousness, and that consciousness had within it what all consciousness has.
But something gave us birth.
In the
right?
beginning.
Oh, we just showed up. Nothing gave. We had to go through birth, right? Like.
Oh, this is going to be a really long conversation.
Damn it.
Do you really not know what gave you birth?
Oh, please tell me.
You don't. Well, your mother would be the one to ask about that. You don't remember?
Yeah, but the first group of beings, you said we didn't come along.
Well, you interrupted us, and that's where we were headed just then, is that in the beginning, there was consciousness, and in all consciousness, there is that which is wanted and absence of it. So there were 2 points of view within that consciousness, and that was enough contrast in order for law of attraction to begin the evolution.
Okay.
So then, how did law of attraction? Law of attraction was the natural response to the being that was. Now, that's the beginning. It wasn't that satisfying, was it? That's the beginning.
But the funny thing is, then I hear you say we were when the dinosaurs were, and things like that. So it kind of threw me.
Because this vibrational reality has been percolating long before you were in.
But we were not manifested in physical form, right?
But this is the piece that we want you to stop tripping over, all of you, with so much deliberateness. Because it is, you bring to this forum in the best way that has ever happened, and we are not kidding you a little bit about that.
Okay,
you bring to this forum the discussion of this movement from this vibrational reality into this manifested reality. What is that anyway? In other words, what is that makes something go from a vibration into something that is perceived? And why does someone have to have given birth to the first perceiver? In other words, it's your perception that causes you to translate this. You all are so hung up on reality that you're missing the subtle nuances of your ability to perceive when creating is all about perception, you see. You walk down the same streets and you are perceiving so differently. And you are wanting to take score of who's thinking what. And let's gather some statistics. And we say there are as many different perceivers as there are those of you who are perceiving. And every one of you is perceiving differently and therefore giving birth to your own unique reality, you see. And so when you want to go back to the beginning, first thing we want to say is back to the beginning of what? Back to the beginning of which? Back to the beginning of which perceiver, you see? Oh, you don't want to spend your time trying to start at the beginning. You want to stand in your now. You want to stand in your now, and you want to establish purposefully your vivid acknowledgement of the vibrational relationship between what you're doing right here and right now with your mind, which is perceiving, over which you have more control than you are exercising, and this vibrational reality that is a reality that the source is enjoying, exploring, being. Everything that you see as reality was vibrational reality first. And we thank you so much, because it is that birthing that we want to talk about. The birth process really is, and if we were standing in your physical shoes, this is the way we would look at it. We would consider the birth process the moment in which you allow something that is vibrational to be realized by you.
That is the best discussion.
That is the birthing of the idea. Then there is the nurturing of the idea. Then there's the practicing of that idea. Then there is the expansion of that idea. But certainly the recognition of it, following the birthing of it, is really what we're talking about all day, every day. And if you can hear this, then you are no longer part of that archaic, impossible discussion of where did we all come from. Because it doesn't matter where you have come from, you have come. But what does matter is, where are you going from here? Are you standing and clinging to reality that exists, weighing the pros and the cons of it, the pluses and the minuses of it? Are you making enemies of this one and pushing against? Or are you tuning into the frequency of your source and standing in a place where you can realize and give birth to the idea that has been spinning in your vortex, that you want to bring into fruition, where it can then be seen and heard and smelled and tasted and touched, just like the little physical body that was you at one time. Best discussion ever.
It is,
on that topic.
I have one small quick question. Why is it that you never laugh out loud? Are you too smart for that?
Well, first we will say that is not an accurate statement, actually, because we laugh all day, every day with Esther and with many of you. But in this format, you have to understand that most things that make you laugh are about timing. And since we've been in the vortex and we've seen it,
nothing surprises you, right? You
don't catch us by the element of surprise, you see.
I thought actually, I've noticed the best comedians don't laugh that easily. They find it funny, but they don't laugh that easily. You're a pretty good comedian. Oh, I almost made you laugh. Don't kick me out now.
We have enjoyed you. You are finished, really, aren't you? Now that was funny.